From an island with every biome in the game to a shipwreck on top of a mansion, here are 24 brand new Minecraft seeds you have to check out in 2024. Seed 24 is one of the best seeds you'll ever find when it comes to strongholds. Just off the coast from spawn, you can find a village island surrounded by mushroom fields. Underneath that island is a stronghold with a 10-eye end portal. You've only got 2 more to fill in. This has got to be one of the luckiest islands in Minecraft, and that's not even the closest stronghold to spawn. Believe it or not, 3 out of the 4 closest villages to spawn all have strongholds beneath them, and one of those villages is an abandoned zombie village. If you thought this seed was special, just wait until you see how many eyes this village island has later in the video. Before we check out even more incredible Minecraft seeds, this video is sponsored by Simple Game Hosting. The new year is the perfect time to start a brand new Minecraft world with your friends, and the best way to do it is by purchasing a server from Simple Game Hosting. Thanks to all the step-by-step tutorials, the super simple control panel, and the expert support team, it's the quickest and easiest server you'll ever set up. I managed to set up a server with our Discord community in minutes, and look how much we've transformed this Badlands mountain crater. We've built an entire town where everybody has their own unique base, a bunch of farms to keep us stacked with resources, a communal storage room in the side of the mountain, and we've even managed to bring every mob you could find back to the crater. What I love most about the control panel is that you can easily manage who's allowed to join, and even change the seed of your server world whenever you want. Plus, look at the hundreds of mods you can easily add to your server too. Simple Game Hosting really makes playing on these seeds with your friends as easy as possible. So purchase your server today with a 25% discount by heading to simplegamehosting.com/Minecraft and chill. And now, back to the seeds. Seed 23 spawns you in a village that sits on a meadow hill surrounded by a river and some of Minecraft's most colourful biomes. It's probably the most beautiful village you'll spawn in this year. On one side you've got a cherry grove and max height frozen peaks off in the distance, and on the other you've got bamboo jungle alongside a tall birch tree forest. If you were to build a base and join these villages on this meadow mound, you'd have so many amazing views and resources right on your doorstep. You could even build a dock to help you sail away down this long winding river. Seed 22 is possibly the craziest desert temple seed you'll ever come across. You spawn right in front of this temple that stretches 127 blocks up into the sky. If you manage to make it all the way to the top, you'll find a pillager outpost as well as one of the village's houses. These pillagers have a pretty amazing view. This strange generation has completely exposed the treasure room, and if you jump all the way down to the bottom, you'll find the rest of the village where some houses have generated in some hidden caves under the temple, and some that have even generated inside of this giant sandstone tower. Seed 21 gives you the perfect start of your down for an epic ocean adventure in 2024. Spawning you on a beautiful mountain island, you've got a sharp, frozen peak that towers over the ocean, some stunning stony cliffs around the island's coast, caves that lead you down to the structures hidden below the mountain, and even a small river that runs through a peaceful birch forest. Hop on your boat and explore the mushroom field close by, where you can get an amazing view of your island. Could this be the home of your new ocean kingdom in 2024? Seed 20 gives us a new perfect survival world where you'll find a mushroom field in the center of the world surrounded by every biome in the game. We showed a similar seed to this one last year, but it looks like the biomes are even closer on this one. To the northeast of the island, you'll find swamps, savanna and forests, and to the southeast of the island, you'll spot desert and badlands. To the southwest, you'll find dark forest, mountains, cherry grove and jungle. And to the northwest of the island is where you'll find all of the cold biomes. If you'd like to see a seed where all of these biomes are packed into one giant island, stick around to the end of the video. Seed 19 offers you a perfectly simple spawn with a large chunk of flat plains surrounded by rivers, a nice stretch of beach and the wide open ocean. Off in the distance, you'll spot a mansion on the hilltops that you need to check out. Upon further investigation, you'll not only find a mansion, but 5 structures combined into one. There's a village that has collided with the mansion walls, a pillager outpost that's trying to hide inside of the mansion, a ruined portal, and if you jump down this hole, you'll find a farm hidden below the mansion, as well as an abandoned mineshaft. This spawn gives you the perfect blend of excitement and simplicity. Seed 18 has an island just off the coast from spawn like you've never seen before. It's a small jungle island where a jungle temple and a ruined portal have been combined right at the peak of the island. With an infected jungle temple as your base, this would be such a fun island to try and survive on. Seed 17 could be the best village spawn for 2024, spawning you perfectly in the center of a small cherry grove surrounded by 4 villages as close together as they could possibly be. Imagine connecting all 4 of these villages to create one large city that circles the cherry forest. 2 of the villages look over a flower forest island that would be the ideal location for your starter base, and there are some amazing mountain views surrounding spawn too. With the combination of all of these villages and the beautiful terrain, you will struggle to find a more chill spawn than this. Seed 16 spawns you in an incredible mountain range that contains a super rare biome combination that I haven't seen in quite some time. You spawn down by the ocean with insane views of the forests and mountains as you look up into the valley. As you adventure through the valley, you'll notice that the mountain seems to get bigger and bigger. Make your way over the closest frozen peaks and you'll find a mountain crater where snow combines with jungle. When was the last time you saw snowy foxes running through melon patches and jungle trees with snowy white leaves? And if the jungle isn't lush enough, there's also some lush caves here for you to drop into too. Seed 15 spawns you right next to a crazy village that combines a giant ruined portal, a pillager outpost with an elator save, and jungle temple that is generated on top of one of the houses. With just a couple of ladders, you can easily enter this house and climb up to the jungle temple's treasure in seconds. This is such a fun seed to grab yourself some wild armored trims. Further adventuring into this seed will give you more fun structure combinations too, including this stronghold library, which is lined up perfectly with a zombie dungeon. Seed 14 spawns you in a cliffside village with a large open cavern. Make your way to the cliff top and you'll spot a second village on an island close by. The villages are so close that they're only separated by 13 blocks. Both villages have houses and farms nestled into the cliffs. It's a perfect opportunity to build a bridge between 2 cliffs that connects these 2 towns. Seed 13 spawns you on a desert island with a beach shipwreck, giving you the perfect seed to roleplay as a castaway that has crash landed and discovered a new world. Try to survive as long as you can on your starter island with whatever you find in the shipwreck, and then head off exploring on your new land and see what you can discover. Seed 12 gives us a savanna village in a beautiful location. Surrounding this orange town, you can find purple meadows, pink forests, and stunning white mountains off in the distance. But it's what's below this village that makes this seed special. Dig down below the houses and you'll fall into a ravine that lands you on the roof of the end portal room. And if you jump off the portal room, you'll notice that it's generated directly on top of the center of an ancient city. Coming up later, we've got another ancient city stronghold seed with a mystery that I need your help solving. But first, check out Seed 11, which spawns you by a lake surrounded by cherry grove. The gentle slopes decline gradually around the lake with spacious flat plains, giving you the perfect opportunity to build a cherrywood town that surrounds the lake. Look around spawn and you'll find yourself in an incredibly varied world full of different resources. From high above your cherry grove spawn, you can spot almost every tree type in the game. There's no limit to what you could build here, but if you'd rather have a home already set up for you, check out Seed 10, which spawns you right next to a village and a woodland mansion which sit next to each other on top of a snowy meadow. As well as these amazing structures, the meadow also gives you incredible views of the surrounding forests and ocean. This is the perfect mansion to transform into your base. It's in a beautiful location right at spawn, there are a bunch of villagers right at your doorstep, and it's even got its very own nether portal room thanks to this ruined portal generating on the top floor of the mansion. If you want to test yourself with an epic mountain build this year, I think Seed 9 would be the perfect choice. You spawn on a small symmetrical and semicircular mountain surrounded by river and ocean, and behind that mountain across a calming pine tree valley is an even bigger mountain range. I'm imagining a castle high up on the bigger mountain with a bridge that crosses to more builds on the smaller mountain and a path that leads down to a dock on your stony shore that you can use to sail out to the mushroom fields. Seed 8 spawns you on the shore of a beautiful lake surrounded by mountains and birch forest. It's another spawn with undeniable building potential, and it even comes with some exciting structures too. Take a walk with the bees flying through the tall birch trees and you'll come across a giant ruined portal and a meadow village that both sit on the edge of a lake. These villagers really got lucky with this view, and this portal got lucky too, as it spawns super close to a nether fortress on the other side. Seed 7 will leave you confused and amazed when you see all the structures that have generated at spawn. You'll first notice a shipwreck that has somehow crashed into the top of an outpost, and when you take a closer look, half of the shipwreck seems to be levitating, and there's even a pillager trapped in the ship. Look out over the lake and you'll spot another ship floating above the water. And just to the left of the outpost is a village that has combined with another giant ruined portal and a nice lake for building on too. Now let's go check out an insane structure combination below ground with a mystery I need your help solving. Seed 6 has a mineshaft and a stronghold that have combined with an ancient city. The end portal room has once again generated right in the center of the city, where the room is constantly lit up by candles and redstone lamps that are triggered every time a silverfish spawns. But you'll notice that there's a strange and unexplainable noise here that doesn't seem to stop. Hopping into spectator mode, it looks like the end portal room is causing a malfunction to the city's redstone experiment room. If anyone can explain what's going on here, please let me know. Seed 5 has a shipwreck that has somehow managed to generate on the roof of a woodland mansion. Thankfully, the ship is made of the same wood, so it actually blends quite nicely. If you prefer your shipwrecks to be closer to sea level, simply head across the ocean, where you can find another one directly opposite the mansion on the other side. Trying to come up with an explanation for this might be difficult, but perhaps not as difficult as trying to survive on the next seed. Seed 4 spawns you deep at the bottom of the ocean. Float to the top, catch your breath, and you'll be amazed at what you see around you. You've spawned in the middle of the ocean, almost entirely surrounded by mushroom fields. Just look around you, and all you see is mushrooms, mushrooms, and more mushrooms. Our seed hunters have been on the hunt for an island spawn that is completely surrounded by mushroom fields. This is the closest they have got so far. Seed 3, on the other hand, does spawn you on an island. It's an amazing tiger island spawn that you need to try out this year because of what you can find underneath the island. Jump down from the cliffs and you'll see an epic cave entrance that leads you into a lush cave inside of the island. I love when island spawns come with more to explore beneath the surface. Survive in the taiga forest surrounded by ocean, build your base inside of the exposed lush cavern, and then adventure through the lush caves that lead you all the way down to an ancient city. Seed 2 spawns you in the middle of a gigantic island continent that contains every overworld biome in the game, apart from the mushroom field, which you can find just off the coast. Every single biome you could ever need, all sharing the same coastline. As well as this island's incredible diversity, you can find a load of structures here too. This island is home to 17 villages, 3 outposts, 3 strongholds, 2 temples, 2 witch huts, and 6 igloos. If you're going to build a vast Minecraft empire that spans the entire biome spectrum, this is the continent to do it on. Seed 1 is home to possibly the best village island ever found. At the start of the video, we saw a village island with a 10-eye portal, but this one takes it to the next level. Dig directly below this village and you'll drop into an end portal room that has an already completed 12-eye end portal. This seed has done all of the hard work for you, and it's done it in an unbelievable location. Village islands and 12-eye portals are rare enough by themselves, so you can be sure that this will be one of the rarest Minecraft seeds you play this year. Let us know which seed was your favorite in the comments, and if you'd like to continue your seed search, click on this next video to discover all the best seeds that we found last year.